money I had to eat with was the money I had to buy shoes. Ready.
Mary.
And I actually just proposed to this young lady right here last month. Yeah.
You gotta get that.
You know, it's a long time.
It is a long
It's a
time.
long time. And we got we got 3 boys too. So it's just like when Mike Up said, it's not your booty, it's your beauty.
Welcome back to 97Podcast Marriage Conversations. We have a new couple with us today. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Nathan Moses. This is my wife.
Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She can do her, so she's your boss. You know what I mean? So she got-
Rachel.
Hey, Nathan and Rachel. Now I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. We're from Virginia. I grew up on, Norfolk, Virginia my whole life. I came on this side around 18, 19 with my mother. I would say, yeah, I had a pretty interesting, good life. I'm not, I do landscaping. That's my, my job. That's what I love to do. So I'm starting my business. It's been almost a year and a half. So me and my wife, we've been married almost 12 years. It'd be October. Yeah, so.
Yeah, you gotta get that right. You gotta get that right.
It's a long time.
It is a long
It's a
time.
long time. And we got 3 boys too. So it's it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yep.
she didn't even confirm. He was like October, right? She just was like,
Yep.
Like, you already know. I ain't even gotta give you
No, honestly, even when we first got together, Nate was better with the dates than I was.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So yeah. Yeah, he was better with the dates than me, but yeah, but no, and I'm from Newport News, and yeah, I just lived in Newport News. I didn't transfer anywhere for real.
I found her, y'all.
We met online.
Yeah.
True story. We did meet online.
Yeah, we met online.
Tag.
Yeah, it was Tag.
It was Tag. We met online
I hit
on
her
Tag.
up in her DM.
Before DMs was even a thing.
Oh, it's going to go down in DM.
Yeah,
exactly. That, I hit her in the DM. I loved her eyes, and just
that we went from there, and then
and we just clicked before we even met. Actually, this is how it was old, back in the, But anyway, this.
It's so crazy that back in the day was not even back in the day, but it was back in the day.
we talked probably for what, a good couple weeks before we even actually saw each other.
It was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. We, back and forth. We just talked every day.
And then once we saw each other, that was it.
Then, once we saw each other,
it was every day.
Yeah, it was every day.
We've been together every single day since then.
Mm-hmm.
So look, quick question. What is Tag?
It's dating. It's one of them It's a dating site.
Not really dating, but
that's what they label it as.
But it's a site. It's like what's that one where you swipe left and swipe? I don't know, because after that, we don't have dating sites, but it's kind of like that swipe left, swipe. But it was old.
So it was a website, not an app. It's a website.
Did it have an app? It was an app.
I want to say it was an app.
It got to be an app. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go in the Wayback Machine now. I never heard of Tag.
But that's because y'all was already together then. So y'all don't keep up with stuff like that when you in relationships.
This was like the stage right after you can date. Remember the hotline number you can call?
That was like that next step of hotline. So it was like Tagged and
that was like the thing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You had
it was like the step, like
and then after that, then it's like, now we got the Tinders and stuff like that.
Y'all met in that weird in-between stage when cell phones was just becoming a thing.
The camera quality was sucky on it and stuff like that.
You gotta press 3 like 6 times.
No, maybe we had an iPhone. No, we
ain't
had no
iPhone.
iPhone. That's what we had.
we ain't had no iPhone.
We had those free phones from that you got from the cell place that had broke in like 6 months.
You gotta replace it every 6 months.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You didn't get no insurance on it. Even
Right.
if you did,
It didn't matter.
But that's special though, because that's a weird sliver of time. Not many people remember that time where you like. We're moving away from like everybody got that cordless phone in their house, and we're moving away from that to these cell phones, cell phone idea. But that's a weird sliver in time where like the web is like popping and everything. You can do MySpace, all that stuff. You can do anything on the internet, but we haven't really jumped to the smartphones and carrying.
Right. It was like the beginning of like the app stage or whatever. So
that's like when websites were apps. You know, that's when you
exactly.
And MapQuest and stuff like that. Like
right.
So crazy.
It's MapQuest. I said something about that the other day.
Here's another question. Now we used to rock MapQuest. MapQuest got us to other places when we like.
MapQuest is like they follow the directions, have fun, get lost.
Exactly.
Right.
Step by step though. That you didn't have that on a regular map, but on MapQuest, the step by step.
Yeah, step by step. Left turn here, right turn there. You're like, okay, we're gonna do this. Yeah. I can't go nowhere with no regular map. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's a lost.
I don't even know. They be like, "Are you southbound or northbound?" I don't know. I'm going towards Walmart.
Yeah, I'm headed to Richmond
right here before James River.
Right.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going.
Right.
Yep. Come find me. Yeah. Well, look, here's a question: what was y'all's first date?
Like the first official date?
Yeah, the official date. Like you even got the hair done.
We didn't really have like a first official date. So our first official date, we was already together. Like at this point, like you already my boyfriend.
Yeah, like, at this time, at the beginning, we was talking for a good couple weeks to a month before we even met. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think our first date, I want to say, I don't know where we went on our first date. I have no clue.
I don't know because we was already together. Now the first time we met up, it was after work, so we won't do it too much.
No, it was just
Netflix
and chill. That was it,
and it won't no Netflix at this time, by the way.
We still in that weird.
That was like that new.
That was the code. I guess.
I had just got off of work from Taco Bell, and he was just like, "Come see me," and that was it.
That's more like it's more like Blockbuster and chill.
Right. Had cable on or satellite or something, and it was just I don't know, but our first real day, I don't remember honestly, only because we was already together, and at the time, like after we spent, like literally, it was just like we was together every day.
Every day after when we met each other,
that was it.
Each other
every single day,
and it's been like that since.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. That's amazing.
Yeah. So during while y'all were together every day, though, then was there like a place or something that you guys like to do?
We just ain't honestly, we still do this. We just like watch movies. Like
we
are like more homebodies than anything or whatever. And maybe because in the beginning we had no money like that. So we just like, it's cheaper to stay at home.
We dead broke.
And then now we have kids, so it's kind of harder to get out with the kids and stuff like that. So we just like to we lay in the bed, watch TV.
If anything, we like to go to like the little fancy places. Like what's that rooftop? I mean, this place, you know what I'm saying? We
every once in a while.
Nowadays, we take advantage of that.
We like to go eat.
Yeah, we like to go to restaurants and shop.
Yeah,
we like to go shop, walk the beach. Well, she don't like the water too much, but we like to go on the beach, just sit in the sand or something.
The water give me anxiety.
So
that's fair. That's fair. I've been to all of those beaches. It gives me anxiety too.
Yeah. Nah, I'd be really bad though. Now I'll go. I just be like the whole time hovering. It's mostly the kids. It's not me. Like me myself, I like water and I could get in there and have fun. But my biggest fear is that my kids is gonna dry drown.
Right.
And So I'm like, Sean, keep your head above the water the whole time, because he is my one that likes to stick his head in the water the whole entire time.
And see, the beach give me anxiety because one day it just dawned on me that stuff live in it.
Oh yeah. I try not to think about stuff like that or people peeing in it. That's right beside you or something. Like I try to think and not think about that.
Yeah, but that don't even bother me as much as
like animals live there,
sharks and crabs and.
I ain't even gonna lie. What bothers me about it is when when people they go like this, wipe their nose or something when the water get under it.
Yeah,
because it's not.
As soon as I see it, I'll be like, "Oh no, I'm done."
Let me get out the water. I can't even do this.
I guess I'm hungry now. Let me go
water. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that one.
All right, so I know I heard you, Nathan, say that it was her eyes for you. So but what really lets you know that they were the one? Like, I know this is the person I would like to marry.
It was just before I had the conversation, like I said, we just talk about everything, her past, my past, just what we want in life, goals. At the time, she was in college. She was doing, she was in college. She telling me, just goals and everything. And I always was on I just wanted somebody on the same, path, same goals as me, wanted something in life, you know what I'm saying? And we always laugh and joke. We like to watch movies. We just have we don't really, and she let me know how she feel, and she don't hold no, you know what I'm saying? Like we'll have a whole
we conversate about stuff,
communicate,
and we don't really do a lot of arguing. Even in the beginning, it was like, no, of course, in the beginning, everything is like super, butterflies and stuff like, ooh, yes. But no, for him, first of all, like, he was my little gangster boo, and he made me feel safe and protected. And no matter what we went through, I knew that like I was safe and protected with him, and that's like a big thing. So yeah, he was like a man's man to me.
And like in the beginning stages, we didn't have too much.
Nothing.
I worked at Wendy's overnight. She worked at Taco Bell overnight. We literally go in, and it was right across the street from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like she worked at Taco Bell, and I worked literally. And
right.
We'd go in, walk to work. We didn't have no car. We'd walk to work. And this is before the kids and all that stuff. It was just me and her.
Right.
We'd walk to work, and we'd be there from 4:30 till 2:30.
Walk back. And we were staying in a hotel too.
In the hotel.
Like,
we didn't really have
any problems I even had with family, like with my mom or anything, like, and vice versa. We always had each other, and we always had each other, toughed it out and did it.
It wasn't about material things with me, even though I wanted to get her the finest things. And no, I'm not giving you no fake wedding ring. I'm getting you the real. I'm getting you this and this until no, I gotta have this, because I just not that she wanted it, she deserved it to me. Like she deserved it.
And I would be like, we could wait. Like my first ring, literally, we got it from Kmart.
Yep,
for $99. And I love that ring. Actually, one of the kids lost it when we moved. So I don't, because they like to touch stuff. But that was my favorite ring. Like, no lie. Now, I got a nice ring now, but back then, that's all we had for a ring. And I was going to go get one from Walmart for like $10. And he was just like, no, we're going to take this $100. And I went to Kmart and picked out a little ring. I had
until we upgraded. Like what Beyonce say, I had to upgrade. It was that for me.
It was the struggle. It was beauty in the struggle.
We could have both went our separate ways, and she could have went and probably stayed with her mom or whatever the case, and I could have did the same thing, and we probably could have dodged the situation. But just the fact that we stuck it out together, like. It got to the point we slept in our car in the summertime, and I forgot where Williamsburg somewhere. We was walking to work still, you know what I'm saying? At the time, it was real bad, you know what I mean? Summertime, all that, and we made it through all of that.
Right.
We made it through you know what I'm saying? End up getting a crib and all that, car, all of that. You know what I'm saying? It worked out and stuff. We just kept, pushing it through. So now,
we look back at
everything
it now,
else, like, oh, that everything. we went through a lot of stuff. So it's like, that's anything, it don't matter because we went through a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As far as financially and not being able to provide, or, you know what I'm saying? Especially for a man, for that made me feel, you know what I'm saying? I had to get on my thought. I got a good woman. She gonna get with me 100%. She got my back. She gonna, you know what I'm saying? She grind just as hard as I grind. You know what I'm saying? If not more. And I like that because it pushed me to grind more. Okay, I really want to do my landscaping thing.
Can you turn that phone on? It's hot. I'm sorry, y'all. I got hot. I'm sure. So if you hear the fan in the background,
but it just pushed me more, and that's what I needed as far as I didn't, what I was looking for as well too.
Turn it on low so it ain't like super loud. It's on low. Okay.
Yeah. I feel that because a lot of people don't know our first wedding bands was like $65.
Yeah, they were cheap.
I had just a gold band.
That's all we had. Little teeny sliver of a gold band. That's
and then it was too big, and we ain't had the money to get it resized. So I used to wear. I used to wear a little.
I put paper in there.
They used to have tape around in it, all types of stuff. Yeah, because they only had like a size 11, and he needed like a size 9 man ring, and he was like,
my hand weird, so it's like. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So
Look, and to this day, I still like if I put my hand out the window when I drive. I still fold this finger under.
Yeah, because it might fall. I
was always worried that it'll slip off on the end.
Right. Because you lost plenty of rings just walking. It'd be like, my ring fell off my finger. Like,
you lucky if you hear it hit the ground. Ting, ting, ting.
Yeah.
Was that me?
Right.
Yep.
We used silicone bands at work and stuff. So he got a silicone band he used when he do his landscaping, and then I got one
something like that. Then I wear my other.
So look, it's always interesting. Strong bonds tend to come from humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? Pressure make diamonds. And one thing that's really interesting to me though is, thinking about your different situations and how y'all ended up together and your own individual backgrounds. When you two got married, how did your upbringing influence your marriage? Or did it? What kind of expectations did you have?
I don't think it did, honestly, because when we got married, nobody was there. Literally, we had 2 people that was in the hotel that we was there that took us there because they had a car, took us to the courthouse in Williamsburg. And then after we got married, I told my mom, like, hey, I'm married. Like, and at the time, me and my mama wasn't in like a good place. So it
really say, I mean, it mattered, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because even if they, was against it,
what can you do?
What can you do?
Like,
it's me and her
right? Like,
me and her walking to work every day. Me and her going through this.
And that's how we. That's how we take it. Like, I can say my mom past marriage I knew that what I didn't want. So I can say that, like, I know what I don't want. And that helped that. And I know what type of, like, that toxic relationship, So that's the only way it influenced. But like, not really. Not for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not for me either. I took my own path.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was about to jump to you and ask, like, how did that influence you?
It didn't. Like, my mom, she, like, even she'll tell her, like, Nate, I'm always been me. Even when I was like a teenager, I always had a grown.
He always had his own path. He always did stuff his own way. Yeah. That's what his mama said. So yeah. It wouldn't have mattered.
She gonna go with it regardless.
Right. Right. It wouldn't have mattered.
At the end of the day, she my mama. She gonna go with it regardless.
Right.
Like,
Oh, that's what's up.
And it ain't like she did. Like, she seen her beforehand, and
she liked me.
She liked her, of course. Right. So I mean, at the end of the day, it really didn't. I already know that she liked me. So, but when I told her that we got married, she didn't believe it. She was like, "No, I gotta see the let me see the marriage certificate." You lied.
Because it was like on a whim.
Yeah, it was on a whim.
And we got married a year after we started dating, by the way. So it was just like we was dating, and a year later, we're married now. So it was fast like that.
Because it didn't. I ain't had to, Well, not no offense. It didn't take me long to know that she was the one. Some people will be with somebody 10, 8, whatever the case may be. But I just, like I said in the beginning as well, like she answered all my questions that I had. So as far as material things, yeah, she liked it, but it wasn't a need. Like, oh, I gotta have these Chanel bags, or I need this purse, or you know what I mean. She won't on that. She was on building and growing like credit as far as getting more established, and you know what I'm saying. That sold me. You know what I'm saying. She was kind-hearted. She not selfish. She, you know what I'm saying. She's like my other half. I'll always say, because she's the humble one. Yeah. She wanted to talk. Hey, come on, we have to talk. Come to the conclusion. Let's just sit down and
he just called me a peacemaker, literally today.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you always the peacemaker and stuff.
And I needed that because I'm like the opposite. So it worked perfect for me.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's lovely.
So like, excuse me. We all know like gender roles, like traditional gender roles, like where the woman has certain tasks and duties and the man has certain tasks and duties. Do you guys feel like you guys fall into that more traditional, or have you? Okay.
I do 85% of the cooking, and
he do most of the housework.
Yeah,
literally.
I wash the clothes. Like, what T-Pains they got me washing the dishes? Shit.
Yeah.
I be in there washing the dishes and folding clothes while watching Skip and
yeah. And when Cardi said, "I don't cook, I don't clean," but let me tell you, that is like he does most of that.
And I cook good too. I'm
a
good.
But
cook.
I do cook sometimes, and I do clean up too. But yes, because of our schedules for the longest, especially once the kids came around, we had to do opposite schedules. Mm-hmm. And since I go to work at 3:00 in the morning, Nate gets stuck with like the kids.
I take them to school.
Yeah, and end up doing that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, when I get home, he try to have like something ready for me to eat or whatever. So
house clean,
Yeah, that's how it ended up like that, honestly. But now the kids are in school, so that's a little better. And he make his own hours. So that's how we ended up with that. But no, we definitely don't follow no traditional gender roles. I wouldn't even want to stay at home, honestly. The one time I did when I was with Mason, it was miserable.
That's great. I think it's always interesting when you hear different people's approach to that question, because everyone has like their upbringing, and then you have like your idealized vision of marriage in your mind. And then you have what's projected on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like me and Mary used to joke about it all the time. We used to watch this show, My Wife and Kids. We showing our age now.
Oh yeah,
I
like
that show.
I like My Wife and Kids. Yeah.
But we used to always joke how the wife, she'd be at home all day with the kids, but she got on heels.
Right.
Why Jane walk around looking like she's going out on the town?
Right, because reality, that hair be looking crazy. Wet pants, pajamas, whatever.
Baby food stains, depending on how old the kids are.
Right.
And we just used to joke because that's what's projected. So there are some people that feel like that's what they need to live up to. That's like the ideal situation, but it's not. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even in the 80s, early sitcoms like The Cosby Show, like Claire Huxtable I ain't never seen that woman in sweatpants.
Right, never seen her look bad ever. You know what's so crazy though?
But she can't. She Claire.
Grandma told me, Amma told me this years ago when she found out me and Nate was married, that she was like, you always gotta look nice when he come home, and to not let him see me in rollers. And I said, Grandma, if he don't like me looking crazy, then I don't want him. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna look bad.
And me being how I am, I don't want to see you crazy. That's the first, let me see what you look like without the makeup and all that.
Right. Especially nowadays.
See that first. You know what I'm saying?
Right about that, right?
That's true.
You can dress up and look like anything,
Yeah. So
no, that's real talk though, because you ever watch somebody do that contour and makeup and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that joint.
You like, for real.
Right. It'd be a whole dog looking like a woman. It's like that's what it mean. Like you be like, what in the world just happened?
You like,
I watch those videos all the time. I'm always showing Nate. I'm like, look at this, and then he'd be like, man, that's crazy. They out here catfishing people.
You got no idea. So I'm with you, Nate. I want to see you. I want to see you at the worst. Let me see you first thing in the morning with the bed head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to see. That's great. So look, this question is an interesting question because in the story that you told so far, you've already talked about a lot of different adversities. I mean, from the outside looking in, people would call them adversities, of things that y'all done. But what's something that you dealt with that was difficult, but you endured, and what did you do to get through it? Like, what got you through, like, the summer in the car, or living out of the hotel room? What
or whatever else you would like to share.
What was the thing? How did you get through that as a unit? What pushed you through? What helped you get through that?
I mean, I knew eventually we was already at.
Yeah.
It was
you can only go up.
But up.
Right.
We was already low. Like I said, we was staying in a hotel. We didn't have a car. We parked there. It was a big old parking lot. We parked
Captain D's. Not Captain D's. The expensive place in Williamsburg with the seafood.
Captain George's.
Yes.
Yeah.
We was in the back of Captain George's. And
we had a dog.
We had a dog. The dog ran away. He chased the squirrel and ran away.
He bailed. If anybody, he bailed on
it. The dog bailed on y'all.
I walked in one day before work. Man, he went and tried to run a squirrel up a tree, and he laid there right under the trees, and he looked at me like, I ain't going back. And he stayed. I left him there.
He stayed there.
I left him there. Because he did me dirty.
You was going to work anyways. Like, what could you do? Like,
well, it was either that I'd be late for work and he won't pay nothing. So.
And then, like,
I could do that with it.
Even like when we lost our baby last year, we just it was just like leaning on each other, like literally afterwards, I probably was on the couch for like a whole week. For like a whole week. It was just like, just having that support and leaning on each other.
Because it was hard for us to have a baby. Yeah. So, when it happened, we was excited at the same time. But it's like, okay, this is like another, because we already had a miscarriage before, or whatever, so. This
right
time,
before Mason, actually.
So when we got to the, the 4th and the 5th month, we like, okay, we almost halfway there.
Yeah, we there. Yeah. And I was going to doctor's appointments because I'm high risk every 2 weeks, and and stuff like that. Even me being pregnant was kind of stressful because Nate kept on telling me to sit down. And the type of person I am, I like to.
She's a boss.
I like the work, and not that I like the work. It's just that I'm gonna just keep on doing it until I physically can't do it. And so but we just had to lean on each other, like we always do. And like he said, like I feel like once you go through like financial struggles, because that's like the number one cause of divorce anyways, you can get through like 99% of everything else, because money is the cause of a lot of divorce. And we watch enough Snapped and stuff to know that it's the cause of a lot of deaths too. So
that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Here's another interesting question that we spring on people a lot. As you two are a couple and you're moving through life together, right? You still have like your own individuality. So how do you deal with growth? Like as your spouse is growing and changing, because you've been together 12 years, right? You're always slightly different than you were the first day you met. Right. You know what I'm saying? Outside of even the influences you have on each other. How do you deal with that kind of growth? How do you work through
I think because we got married like at a young age, like our growth kind of like coincided. Like it never really changed anything from us. Like it still feel the same, if not way more. I can't explain it, but like we grew, but we grew together, like in the same sense. That's if that makes sense. Like because I feel like because of everything we went through, that we grew together in the same sense. So yeah, like both our mindset is just like, of course he like different things than I do and stuff like that. But
yeah. I mean, like you said, we've been with each other since the day we met.
Yeah. So like
day.
he literally my best friend. So like our interests is kind of
similar.
Almost similar.
We like the same, pretty much.
We grew.
Like to do the same thing.
We literally grew into like one tree.
Yeah.
So it was two trees and we grew into one tree. That's how we did. So.
Good analogy.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Now that's interesting because sometimes you find in relationships you be together a long time and interests diverge or something like that. And you start to just grow apart. Not that it's a positive or negative thing. It's just a thing that happens to some couples.
Right.
The longer
I can't say with kids, of course, that take up a lot of time, and I know that's like cliche because everybody say once kids, like it do because you don't get that intimate time that you like. Where it's just you and your spouse just together because you have kids.
If it would be any conflict, it would be
with that. Right? Like it's just like when do we have time to just be like
actually
just like anything? Like even if we wanted to lay down in the bed and watch a movie, like Mason just walked in here and we had to tell him to move. Like literally, it's like So that's like the biggest thing, and I think because like we was together like 4 years before McShawn came along. So it was, we just grew together. But yeah, the only conflict would be like, we just don't have enough time to just be waiting for them kids to be a little bit older. So we can be like, we going out.
Oh, we can relate. Our kids are finally getting to ages where we can like send them to a different part of the house at least for us.
Right.
Without feeling like somebody gonna swallow something crazy, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like before, I mean, gosh, within like maybe the last year, it's been finally where we can like have a moment. Like we're gonna watch this movie. Y'all go do something else and don't bother with us.
Right.
And about 90
waiting for Mason the youngest, we waiting for him to get like 6, 7. So like, all right, okay. Yeah. Okay, if you hurt your toe.
The oldest 14.
Yeah, like
he about to be 14 this year.
Look, here go Mason right now. Mason, baby, what's wrong? Okay, go in your room. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like no privacy. And he tells me all the time, like he'll come in the bathroom with me. I'm like, Mason, can I get some privacy? He was like, you don't get privacy, Mom. And what can I say to that? You know, like
it's real.
I don't get it because you in the bathroom with me as we speak. So
that's like a through line of y'all life. People just tell it to you straight. The dog just feel like, son, I ain't getting up. And then
privacy.
You don't get none of that.
Right. Like you don't get privacy, Mom. Like that's just what it is. I'm like, okay, like we have our best conversations in the bathroom. So
they're like, you can't move, so I'm going to talk to you.
Right.
The audience at that point, you're gonna hear the whole story then.
Right.
That's great.
All right, so here's another question for y'all. What are your goals? Everybody says, oh, relationship goals, couple goals, but we want to look at it from the perspective of like you as a unit. Like, what are things that you guys are like working toward and hoping for in the future?
Buying a house. That is our biggest. Like the next step is buying a house, and long term we want to get some land and buy like modular homes for the kids. Like I want to be able to have like when they turn 18, I want them to like a townhome or something. If we can't get land because land is crazy high, like a couple of townhomes, like we want to be able to set them off so that you always got something to fall back on. Like here, listen, you can have this, you can rent it out. You can live in it, but we starting y'all off right, and that's the goal. But
like right now, I take the boys with me sometimes when I go cutting yards. I got them out here cutting grass, picking up leaves and the whole nine. Sean, he's a little boozy. He had like I'm gonna get him right though. But
Sean, because
he got a rich man.
Like, we moved this weekend and he ain't even want to help.
Like this in the chair with his arms like this.
Like he gonna have to be rich, okay? I'm like, Sean, help. He like he got his phone. He's like, I am helping. Like what you moved your phone in the house? Okay, so yeah, he gonna have to be rich. I promise you that, because he can't do no manual labor. I already see that right now. He would not. He wouldn't be. Yeah, he wouldn't be the one working a 9 to 5. He gonna have to do this animating thing, because that's the only way he gonna make it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. That's funny. My mom tells a story. When I was little, she said one of the teachers came to her when I was in like 4th or 5th grade or something. Was like, your son, he's a brain. He ain't gonna want to work out in the sun and do nothing like that. He's a brain. He's a thinker.
He is though. He's very smart. He's very smart though.
Yeah, he gonna be like you. He gonna be, and he got the glasses now too. Yeah. Like, yeah, can't tell him nothing. He gonna
nothing.
Right. He on the path, ain't he? He on the path. That's
he on the right path.
He sit behind a desk and talk to folk all day and work.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be him. That is gonna be Sean all day. I can already tell it. So
that's great.
Did you take Rex out?
Okay. That was fast.
Yeah, like did he use the bathroom?
Oh, okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? He gave me one job.
He took him for a minute.
That was fast.
That was fast.
Yeah, literally. He told him to take him out.
He might let him pee in the bucket.
Then Rex gonna come back up here and looking at Nate like,
IEP. All right, cool.
Okay, he
come on, man. You know, nah.
Okay, go ahead. Go in your room.
Thank you.
That's love right there. I love watching parents be parents. The best thing, one of the best things in the world for me is since we've been working from home, I get to see some of my coworkers who are like international at this point, and we be on a video call and we talking work. Like this is work. This is a legit meeting. You know, everybody there, and somebody kid walk in the room or something. You see them go on mute, and they be like.
Or I'll be on, because our desks face one another, so I'll be on the other side and I'll hear a kid, Mommy, can I have some cereal?
Yes.
It's the best. It's the best. It humanizes everybody when you see them interact with their family.
Right.
It's good when you see them do it and you be like, I know exactly what you said, even though you was on mute. And I'm
right.
Like, you got my parental support because I know exactly what's going on in that moment.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Take that leash off of Rex. Okay.
All right. Now we can get to the last question. We know y'all been together for 12 years and it's been like a constant moving together, working together, leaning on each other, supporting each other, things like that. But you know, that takes a constant commitment, right? Every morning you wake up, you committed to that person that's beside you, whatever. What keeps you saying yes to your relationship year after year, day after day, hour after hour? When you wake up in the morning and they looking with the crust in their eye and the jewel on their face, and you like, yes, I am glad I'm here. What motivates you that way?
It's love. It's love. And honestly, I can't see myself without him. Like, you know, like
it's mandatory. It's
not
even like something I think about like, dang, I like, how would it be without her today? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or without her today. I have never like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna, you know.
Even when we mad at each other, it's still like we still be like, I love you. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's no other way. It's no other option at this point. Like we've been together for so long. Like that's it. Like ain't nobody doing that mess over again.
I'm cool, but I'm not.
And
I don't want to go nowhere.
And what we built, you know, everything that we built and stuff, like it's just all from where we came from. Like we just look around and see how far we came and stuff like that. Like we did that together, and I wouldn't have been able to do that with anybody else. So yeah,
that's wonderful.
That was absolutely beautiful, guys.
That was great. What a great answer. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this has been great with the laughs and everything else. I'm gonna tell you what, Nate. I'm gonna be thinking about that dog though that just laid down at that tree.
Yeah, we think about his name was Limbo too. So and he was out there trying to climb on limbs. Yeah. So tree limbs. Yeah. It was in Williamsburg, so I'm pretty sure somebody snatched him up.
Yeah, but just the idea that he laid by that tree is like, fam, I'm not.
Yeah, he won't have it. He won't have it. And they said when he walked back home, he was still there. He just didn't even follow him. He was just chilling, like.
He know I won't go nowhere.
Yeah, like so.
You know I won't go nowhere. I ain't going to that car. Yeah, I ain't going to the car. I knew he was going. So
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that was great. Thank you guys. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, man.